Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. Tonight we have a one-shot set in 1965. It's entitled Firewatch, and it's from the Trouble in Threes Summer Edition, which is written by Sean Little, who is also our game master. This will be an interesting game because all of the player characters are junior forest rangers. So, without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Sean?
Hi, everyone. Okay, so before we do introductions, I'll just begin with a little bit of my own introduction for you and for anyone watching. You are all junior forest rangers, as Tom mentioned. Essentially, you are persons who have, for one way or another, become forest rangers. You're fairly new to the job, less than 5 years, most all of you. And every summer, there's a lottery. And the lottery, they draw names, whether it's really a lottery or somebody actually assigns you based on, whether they like you or not, you don't really know. But for some reason, one way or another, you have been selected to go to Pine Grove State Park in Oregon, where you are going to be assisting Gord Kelligan, who is the senior ranger, and he operates the Firewatch Tower 1. He's also senior to the other Firewatch Tower at the northern end of the park, but you're going to be assisting him for the better part of 6 weeks or so, possibly the entire summer if he needs you. He has a variety of work involved that he needs your help with, just general stuff you've done before. You've all been involved in the usual going to parks and wandering around, making sure people aren't causing disturbances, making sure people aren't firing guns off into the night when they're supposed to be quiet. The usual park ranger kind of stuff, chasing away the occasional bear that's bothering some campers or getting into garbage. That's the stuff you've done to date, all the little dirty jobs the senior rangers don't want you to do. Do you think you're lucky getting this job? Because even though there's a localized drought in this area and the forest is bone dry and they've cut back on how many campers can be in the park right now, it's a pretty small park, relatively small. There's a mountain off to the north. They call it a mountain locally, when in reality it's more of a hill. But they say it's about 12 feet higher than 2,000 feet, so that categorizes it as a mountain technically. Cranberry Mountain's what it's called. There's a lake off to the that would be the east. To the east there's a lake, and that is called, sorry about this, Lake Opechny. Yes, Lake Opechny. Interesting story about that. You'll probably have to get the information from the ranger yourself, but some of the older maps you might have looked at, the lake wasn't there. It is now. And you're essentially on fire watch for the first few days. However, when you arrived, you were dropped off by another ranger who was heading off to another park off east, and you realize that you forgot a whole 3 boxes full of materials, tools, and such that were needed by Ranger Gord for some repair work he was going to have you assist with. So one of your other rangers has taken off back in Gord's vehicle. He's not too happy about lending out his vehicle. It's his baby, but he's headed off south to get that. It's about an hour's return, maybe more. We're not really sure. The roads are kind of iffy this time of year. So Ranger Gord's come back. He's given the keys to your other compadre, who you didn't really know. Now you've all met within the last little while in the vehicle together. So Gord says, "Okay, who's who? Let me know all about you." You want to go first, Tom?
Well, I'm Ranger Andy Holt. I don't know. I feel like I'm glad to be here. It's a lovely view from up here on the ranger station. I was born in Ashland, and previous to here, I was in Crater Lake, working near the information center. I've got a degree in wildlife biology. That's it. I'll do a good job.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Oh, hi. I'm Mel Baxter, up from Eureka, California. Oh, my God. This is a beautiful place up here. I'm just happy that I was selected to come up and help out. I love the forest and I love taking care of it. But I just want to make sure that all that visit here, keep this place nice and tidy and put out their fires. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you, too. That's what I wanted of everyone, too. That's the kind of man I'm looking for. Good. Good to have you. How about you?
Well, there, Gordon. Name's Larry. Larry Boschek. Come all the way over here from originally out of Sheboygan, Wisconsin. Come from a long line of forest rangers. Actually, my whole family. Brother Carl's down in Yellowstone. Matter of fact, he just got out there not too long ago. As far as me and my history, I just want to kind of follow in his footsteps and do my dad proud. He used to take us up to the old Willow Run up in the Sheboygan area there. Good times. Learned a lot of stuff. I'm pretty handy out in the woods, if you know what I mean. Keeping everything good, keeping everything clean, keeping everybody nice and calm. Respecting the nature, that's what I'm all about.
Yes, and I'm Kyle Ford. I'm come over from Montana. Just always loved spending as much time as I could out in the woods. When was supposed to do my homework. Growing up as a kid, they couldn't find me. I was just out in nature, and I just love the forest so much, and just want to make sure that nobody harms it. So,
Good stuff. Thanks. Nice to meet y'all. Well, once your other fella comes back with my supplies, we can start talking about the work we got going for the next week or so. For now, there's not a lot of campers. It's pretty dry. We got a fire ban going on. Water's minimal. I mean, we got some water supplies in some of the pump areas, but we're trying to keep people to cut back their usage. It's pretty dry. It's localized, like you might have read. We've had a few nights where rain kind of piles up in the sky. You see the clouds turning black and heading our way, and the loons call, thinking it's going to get wet. We're going to be after soon. And then just sort of blows over. Lightning, a little bit of rain once in a while, and just as you think, oh, it is going to rain, it just ends, just like that. Been like that since the end of spring. I do remember this happening a few years back when we had the big fire. That was about 15 years ago when I was 5 years on the job here, but nothing since. So yeah, it's just us right now and a handful of campers. So look, grab your stuff. Let's all go inside the cabin, and we'll make it up to the tower by dark, and we can start out in the fire watch.
Cool.
All
Yeah,
right.
we had fires a number of years ago. That was all lightning touched off, wasn't it? Most of it.
That's what they say. I mean,
That's the problem
I've seen
with that.
lots of horror. Well,
The
sorry, go
problem
ahead.
when you've got dry weather and lightning.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah, and I mean, when I was up in Canada, and that's where I come from, fellas, and that's why I got the maple leaf on my jersey here. I came from Canada. I was a junior forest ranger like yourself. I started up in Algonquin Park, and I did my time as a fire watch, and I did my time just walking around the park yelling at people, and then I did my time fishing on the weekends. And I'm telling you, I came here for a girl. That girl left me, but I stayed. So I'm here. I've been here for a good 15. I've been here 20 years now.
Now, is the wildlife up here any different than it is down south?
Standard. We got the bears, we got the deer, we got the skunks, lots of skunks, and we got the raccoons, squirrels, the usual. Chickadees, black cap chickadees.
Cool.
Yeah. The usual. Snakes. We got snakes. Yep.
Yeah, but nothing really dangerous except rattlers.
That's right. And I mean,
I got to be careful around those rattlesnakes, though. One almost got me once.
That's what we got the boots for.
mhm.
Nothing's more dangerous than visitors that just don't know how to put out their fires right.
You've got it. You're right. They could cause more damage.
Well, and I saw the sign down there is red, so yeah, there's no fires going on right now. There better not be any fires going on.
Some of them are sneaky, though.
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is one dry leaf catching on fire, and the whole thing could go up.
Every couple of days, I take a drive around, and I see them when they're pumping up their lanterns and they're pumping up their stoves, and I say to them, keep an eye on that. and then I go away.
That's words of wisdom right there, Gord. That's some solid wisdom there.
I should write a book someday.
So how high are we up here in the tower?
Well, the tower itself is 200 feet, or 200 feet, 150 feet up. It's a pretty big tower. It's pretty big for the area. We're on Widower's Peak, rather. It's, we call it a peak, just like they call that thing a mountain that isn't really a mountain. It's, it's 70 feet above the ground. It's a little bit of a walk up the hill there. And you get up on top of that tower, you can see the whole surrounding area. It's pretty darn good.
Keep our eyes out for smoke.
Yep. Smoke and fire and smoke. You smell smoke, there's fire. Well, let's head on into the cabin, get yourself situated.
All right.
All right, gets inside. I mean, first thing you notice is there's an old red dog. This is a big old red dog. And he goes, these are, and he introduces all of you to him. This is Archie. And he treats him like a human. He introduces you each one by one. This is Larry. He's a ranger like me. This is Kyle. He's also a ranger like me.
Nice to meet you, Archie.
Archie doesn't really react to anything. He just sort of opens his eyes. He's tired. He's got the gray around his mouth. Even though he's a red dog, you can really see he's an old dog. And he says Archie is the most sensitive dog I've ever seen. Anything, he can smell smoke, he will let you know. If there's people yelling and screaming, he can hear them before we can hear. We have to go have a talk with him about keeping the noise down. He's just, I don't know. It's like some kind of military sensing dog.
Now, do we take care of... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, I'm glad to have Archie on the team then.
He's the core of the team.
Do we take care of all three campgrounds, or do we just do the ones that are near us?
Right now, only one campground is open. We've cut it back. Only campground 2.
Oh, okay. So the closest.
Invented campground 2. Campground 1 is the overflow. We'll call it that. We usually open 2 and 3 because people want to be near the mountain. They want to be near the hiking trails. 3 is, as the summer wears on, we get a lot of people who want to actually camp. There's a little boat launch area where they can cut out into the private lake there. And they take the path. They go out to the lake and they go to the little beach they've got there that's off. It's not in park property anymore because the city bought it off of somebody at the state government. Mm. Yeah, that lake. Yeah, did you hear? They tell you about the lake?
No.
Well, and he pulls out the map and he kind of looks at her. So he says, "You see, we got this hiking trail. It's called the Crofters Hiking Trail. And you see it goes like north, cuts over to the east and wanders all over. That used to be the river. The river used to cut through the park, up through the middle of the park and off to the northeast. And there was a little lake on the property. It's like that little loopy area we call a hiking trail, low-lying hiking area. Somebody in the city government got it in their mind to talk to someone at state government because the city wasn't doing so well anymore. Well, it's more of a town. Everything's more of a town than a city. I think they mess their numbers up the way they mess up the height of that mountain. And they had the Army come in, the Army Corps of Engineers, who were also looking for work after the war. Not a lot to do, I guess. Building a dam seemed to be the thing they wanted to do. So they dammed up a low-lying area where the river would drop off and head off to the north and diverted it to the east and flooded the whole bunch of farm fields and low-lying areas to create that lake. It's a man-made lake. And they've got boat launches and they've stocked it full of fish and they've got beaches that they've trucked in so much sand it's ridiculous. So they took a lot of business away from. We had a nice beach up north, but we don't. We just got wilderness, which is great. I mean, cuts down the campers a bit, but.
So they destroyed all that area just to make some lake?
Well, what they did when they diverted the dam, you'll see I'll show you when we get up in the tower, but that hiking area, the hiking trail, that used to be the river valley. Dry as a bone right now, growing over, it's been 25 years, 30 years or so now. It's growing over nicely, but that's where the river naturally went.
It's dry riverbed, but that's too bad. Wonder what type of wildlife got wiped out from that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, they moved. They must have moved on to somewhere else north or whatever, a lot of them. But yeah, we have the river now. We got the Clintock River that cuts across. You'll see it again when we get an hour. And it's a pretty decent river. It's got some trout in it, and nice enough river. You can tell from above that it's made by people, not natural. You can still see tire tracks on a hot day. Well, let's grab some food. So he shows you where your beds are, and there's no real rooms. It's one big cabin, and there's just bed, 3 beds. The idea being when people are on fire watch, they're up top, right. And then you'll take shifts. So there's beds and there's extra linen, so you can switch it out for your own linen every day. There's enough foot lockers for everybody to store their gear and their stuff, and lots of hooks on the wall. Little kitchen area, little living room area with a potbelly stove in case gets cold. It's not going to get cold this time of year. Ice box. Lots of there's electricity, there's power, there's lights. It's pretty homey.
Cool.
Cabin. This is perfect.
Mm-hmm. Checkers.
Mm-hmm. Checkers. Monopoly game, missing pieces, probably Scrabble.
Checkers, yeah.
Yeah. Crokinole game. Oh, you wouldn't know what that is. Yeah, it's a pretty homey little environment. He says, well, I got some food on the stove, and you look, and he's got like a big pot full of some kind of miscellaneous stew of sorts, and some bowls lined up, and some hard, crusty bread that came in with your supplies you brought in. He just unwrapped it for you. He says, make yourself at home, have some food. The other fella he can get, make sure you save enough for him.
Thank you.
No worries. So, we unpack, have some food, I guess. Everybody's settled in.
Probably chit-chat with one another.
Yep. Yeah. Well, you guys don't really know each other, so if there's anything you want to talk about, you go ahead, you can. You've only met on the truck on the way over, an hour or so long, dusty drive. And so he says, well, I'm going to head on up to the watchtower. Archie, you stay here. Archie doesn't look like he would move anyways. So he heads out. There's 2 sets of stairs. You hear him go up one set, up the other, closes the little gate, falling out in the dark. And he took a pair of binoculars with him, and you're left to your own devices for a bit.
Well, did he give us some indication of when we should join him up there?
Whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not Firewatch time yet. It's only maybe 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening. So he's just going up for a look around. The other tower does a lot of the daytime light daytime work because they have the sun behind them, or mostly behind them. Okay, it's above them. Summer.
Yeah. I don't suppose there's any beer in the fridge. Let me check. No.
These pork and beans are pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty. I guess he's the cook, or any of you guys know how to cook?
No, but I spent a lot of my free time learning how to play the guitar.
Oh, you play the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I can make fried bologna.
Oh, hey.
And pine needle tea. Then again, if you guys have ever worked with kids, you know that everybody knows how to make pine needle tea. Any of you guys Boy Scouts?
Eagle Scout.
Oh, you were? Wow. You still have all your badges?
Yeah, I do. Back at home. So if you need anybody to tie a knot, let me know.
Good kids, the Boy Scouts are. They helped us out a lot. That's when I got into this, back at Indian Valley Reservoir. The first time I ever ran into a forest fire. And we had ourselves backed into a corner, and we fought hard with the whole fire brigade. And this just hooked me right in. But I met some really good kids there that they helped us out quite a bit.
Well, unfortunately, I've never been in a forest fire, but I've helped clean the areas for fire breaks and things like that. And mostly, I'm into the biology of the place. I'm hoping to be more of a gameskeeper at some point in time. charge of the wildlife.
Love wildlife.
So do you guys have any harrowing or frightening stories to tell of your experiences in the woods?
Well, the thing is, as I mentioned before, I was bit by a rattlesnake.
Ah.
Just walking around, didn't see it. I was a young kid at the time.
Oh.
But fortunately, it didn't get me with venom, but telling you that.
Well, it's more dangerous in kids and old people.
It'll wake you up. That's for sure.
Yikes. Glad I'm wearing my boots.
When I was down at Crater Lake, there was an evening that I was on a trail going up into the up onto the rim, and this puma, mountain lion, ran across the road and stopped right in the center of the road and stared at me. And it was the weirdest damn thing I've ever seen, because usually they're pretty shy, they run away. And he stared at me, and then he climbed up a tree like it was nothing. And I went on my way and did what I was doing, and on my way back, so I was coming back down, same place, there was a woman, and she looked like she was a Native American woman. And she stood there for a minute, and then she ran off into the forest, and I swear to God, she went up a tree the same way. And I'd never seen anything like that. I got really scared and went right back down. Somebody later told me that she was probably a werepuma or some sort of werecat, like a werewolf, but a...
All right.
I swear to God, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
That sounds like one of them folklore stories. That's fascinating.
Okay, if anything like that, though, if anything like that's in the area, I'm sure Archie, good old Archie, will let us know. Isn't that right, boy?
Archie's a good old Irish setter.
Looks that way.
Well, I think I'm done. I want to go upstairs and see the...
Yeah, well, I'd love to take a look around this place. It's so beautiful.
All right.
I'll go with you guys.
Should we leave a note for the other guy with an arrow pointing to the food and saying...
There's lots of paper and pens because there's lots of notes to take.
Just go right, eat up, and
yep,
post it right there, and
easy enough. Yeah, there's a little cork board or something by the door too. There's lots of places to leave notes, and probably even a chalkboard, whatever. Or what do you call it? Not a chalkboard, just something to write things on, like notes and weather information, all that. Okay. All right, are you all heading up then?
Yeah.
Yep. Join you guys.
Mel will.
All right, you get up. It's the day's getting on. I mean, it's August. You head up the first set of stairs. There's a landing, turns. There's actually a gate at the top of the first set of stairs, and then you have to go up next to the stairs. There's a gate at the other landing, and then there's a gate at the very top. And you guys know these are for fall protection, because at nighttime you don't want someone running down the stairs and missing the landing and going flying over the edge. Right. So you get up to the very top, and there's Gord walking around. Goes from one location to the next. Got his binoculars. He's got the little bottle of bourbon that you bought with him, and he's got it sitting on a little pedestal off to the side. So he's been nipping at it a bit. He's having a good old time by himself. He goes, "Oh, fellas, you came up. Have a look around."
Thank you. You'll have to give me the recipe for that stew.
It's my mother's recipe. It's written down in one of those books down there. Is everything from rabbit stew to, get this, roadkill stew.
Oh,
everything. Wow. Yep. I'll let you take notes. You can spend the next few weeks writing down anything you want. Nothing's a secret.
Don't waste anything. Good idea.
Yep. And he says, "Look, I've got my binoculars here. If you got yours with you, that's great." And you take a look around, and it's exactly the way you thought it would be, except you're up high. And you can see beautiful view. Like you're above the tree line for the most part. You can see it's very dry. The trees, the pines still look pine, but they just look unhappily dry and brown on the tips. The areas where there's deciduous trees, they're definitely, leaves are falling off. Doesn't look healthy. It looks more like a late September than it does August, because everything's turning brown. And you can actually see deer, because they're not hiding. They're looking for water. They're looking for food. And they're wandering around. I have to pause for 2 seconds, Tom.
Okay.
Hey, Mel, take a look at those deer.
10 seconds.
You guys know why those deers don't ask the beavers for any help with anything out there in the forest?
Why is that, Larry?
Because the beavers just don't give a damn.
That's a good one. That's a good
Apologies. I locked my entire family out of the house. I didn't realize they didn't have a key.
The
Okay.
beavers don't give a damn. Kyle, how'd you like that one? That's gold right there.
Oh,
I haven't heard that one before.
I thought the joke was that they just didn't give a damn, but they don't give a damn.
Yeah. So funny.
That Andy, he's a fast one.
Oh, so Ranger comes back. Oh, I'm sorry. I was distracted there by the deer. And he says, look, if you look around you, just take your time. I'm going back down to get some stew myself. And so as you continue, look, you see it's exactly as you thought. Everything's dry. Trees are dry. You can see some deer wandering around looking for food and water, as I mentioned. To the northwest, you see, sorry, I have to go north, south, east, west in my head. Yeah. To the northwest, you can see Cranberry Mountain. It's Cranberry Mountain because the rock in the sunset light is red. There's a little factoid he throws at you as he goes down the stairs.
It's a lot of iron in the soil. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see Cranberry Mountain, and you can actually see you can see now where the path of the river used to go. The actual river is in front of you, below you. You can see it goes east to west, flows off to the distance to the east. Sorry, it goes from west east. Flows off the distance towards the east to the lake. You can see the lake in the distance as well, shimmering in the sunset. In front of you, though, and to I guess it would be slightly to your left, you can see this reservoir. This is where the river widens quite a bit, and you can see it's deep. Like even from up above, you can see that it's probably 30 feet deep. You're estimating based on the size. And there's some palisades, like wood palisade has been built as a dam supported by concrete and natural rock, and that dam is what is diverting the water from going north to go east towards the new lake. So it's a man-made dam, quite strongly constructed by the Corps of Engineers. Looks very professional, but with the wood palisades, it actually, from the other side, you know that it would make it look like a more natural feature, being wood and trees and such. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful park, just dry as a bone.
And we can see the campground down there, yeah?
Oh, you can see, you can actually see the 3 campgrounds because it's typical of that time when campgrounds are made. They're not in the woods so much as they clear cut some areas and replanted a sparse amount of trees.
Right.
So you can see the 3 separate areas where there are cleared out, where there are campers. The one off to the left, which is tented area 2, near the base of the foothills, that you can see there are some campers in there. Rough estimate, 30 or so tents and trailers and such.
Yeah. We don't see any smoke or anything like that.
Not that you can see, no.
You better not have any fires out there.
The wind is from the east to the west, so realistically, you wouldn't be able to smell anything right now, you estimate.
Well, of course, if they do have a fire, the beavers, wouldn't help us, since they don't give a damn.
That's true.
Yeah, they still don't. They still don't, Larry. They still don't. It's a good one. It's a good one. Oh, man.
Don't waste a good thing.
We've actually got windows all the way around in here, right?
Oh, you're actually outside. There's a walkway around the outside of the building. And inside, in case of bad weather, you can be in and look through the windows as well. And it's pretty sparse inside. Inside, there's some stools, some extra binoculars, paper, pens, some notepads. There's a logbook, as you know, would be there for every month, where you make notes what time you were there, who was there, what you saw. what actions were taken. Usually it's in a 1 point note on the wall. You see 2 rifles in a gun case, not a gun case, like a gun rack on the wall with a holster, a sling underneath each, and a little case below. You assume probably contains ammunition and scopes.
Is it locked?
The box with the ammo and scopes is.
So if we see them lighting a fire down there, we can pick them off from up here.
Pretty much. If you're a good shot.
They light the match, so we shoot the match out of their hand.
That's right.
Andy, I didn't realize that you were related to Annie Oakley.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. I probably couldn't hit the side of a barn with a gun, but I'm probably exaggerating that too. I could probably hit the side of a barn with a gun.
True fact, outside of the game, my father was a sniper. I'm not as good as he was.
Outside of the game, I once killed a squirrel from like 200 feet away accidentally. So we can sit on the stools basically and keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for fires. See if we can see what the campers are doing.
Yep.
Mel takes a look around the area with the firearms. Does he see any handguns as well?
No, not here. But you're not hit. Well, do a spot hidden just in case. So.
Hey, 12.
You did notice when you were in the main cabin downstairs, there was actually 2 holsters attached, or sorry, sealed, the hard leather holsters with some, you assume, a pistol inside, hanging inside one of the closets where you hung up some of your gear.
Excellent.
So who exactly has the key to this ammunition box just in case we need quick access?
I know I don't.
I bet you Gordon does.
Probably Gordon.
There's no one else up here with Gordon, was there?
Maybe Archie has the key.
I don't know what possible situation there could be where you would need a gun.
Well,
You don't have to go threaten anybody down there in the campground for lighting a fire. We just tell them to stop.
Well, here's the thing, Andy. You really want to have something and not need it as opposed to needing it and not having it.
Well, we have something and we don't need it.
That's pretty good, Larry. When Gordon writes his book, you should see if he wants to put that in there. That'd be good. It'd be good to pass on.
Yeah, I try to keep a lot of those gems right here in the old noodle.
There's kids down there.
Handy.
They're either kids or they're little tiny people.
Who's using binoculars right now? Just the 2 who are using binoculars? Yeah. Okay, both of you roll a spot hidden.
A 30, that is just barely a pass.
I don't see anything.
Okay.
I got the wrong answer.
Ranger Kyle or Ranger Ford, you do briefly see what looks like somebody poking around the dam. It's not that people aren't allowed there as far as you know, but you're looking around. You just see someone walking around the base of the dam, like just their head, and then their head again, then they kind of disappear off into the woods.
Looks like people are checking out the dam.
There is a sign on top of the dam, though. You can't see what it says, though. You're going to guess it probably says no swimming.
Yeah.
The river. Describe it. I mean, is it a trickle this time of year when it's hot, or is it still doing pretty good?
If you start off in the west where it starts, it is a trickle. Very little water. It's your standard, like knee deep at best. in the deepest spots between the rocks. You can see lots of rocks that look, as you're looking, you can see lots of rocks that look like they were probably underwater at one point. Right now it's a bit of a trickle, knee deep at best in some deeper spots. When it reaches that reservoir, what's it called? A Marshall Reservoir, it does drop off and become dark. You're guessing by the height of the palisades and stuff, the way you can kind of see. It looks like it's probably about 30 feet deep of water. On the other side of the reservoir, where it heads off towards the east, towards the lake, it's a bit of a deeper than show as it goes downhill. It gets faster but shallower. So it's not a super deep river right now.
Is it crossable by just running across it, or?
Mm-hmm. In the main parts, like not at the deepest, not around the reservoir.
And obviously not during the winter or during the spring when the snow.
No, unless it's frozen, you can't. No.
But you wouldn't really boat down this here, though.
No.
No kayak.
You could kayak. Were there kayaks in 1965? I can't remember. I wasn't born yet.
I believe so.
What was that?
I think it was the mothership. Coming back for Larry.
That's right. Strangely, out of the sky.
There's this little bell with a little string attached to it, but where does the string go?
Larry, the Ranger Gord comes back up again. He's got a bowl of stew, and he's got a big smile on his face, and he's got an extra few glasses. He goes, "Anybody want a nip before the night starts?"
Not for me.
Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you, Gord.
You guys go ahead.
Well, I've always thought it rude to have a man drink alone. I'll have one with you, Gord.
Sounds like a plan, Larry.
Count me in too.
All right. He pours you a finger and a half of bourbon, pours himself 3 fingers, puts the cap on, and opens up the the ammunition box, puts the bottle inside, locks it in place. He says, "Well, one for the night, guys. We'll work on this another. Maybe we'll have another night when it's a good clear night, and we'll have a few more." Clink glasses, toss them back. He says, "Okay, so here's how it works. Normally, 3 of us would be sleeping, and 2 would be on watch. It's the first night. There's a storm brewing. Maybe it's going to rain. Let's all stay up and watch tonight." Sounds like it's
fun.
All right. It'll be. I mean, we can talk. Honestly, if you get tired, you're young fellas, let me know. You can take breaks, take a nap for an hour or whatever. I tend to stay up, and then I'll sleep during the day if there's someone here with me. But he says it's generally very quiet. The campers are pretty good around here. We're watching for fires. With the storm coming in, I'm just a little concerned. I'll tell you what happened 20 years ago. It was a bit of a mess. I do know that we had a night like that. We had a few years where it was pretty good weather, and then we had a very, very dry year like this. And it was right after they diverted the river. And I'm telling you, it was going great. Everything was going fine. One lightning strike, and we lost 33% of the park. And we didn't know it was going to happen. We were used to rain that time of year, constantly. No rain whatsoever. It was the strangest damn thing. Lots of strange things that summer.
Question for the GM. Do we have a radio up here?
Yep. Yes, you do.
I was going to say, because if we see a fire, we need to
Yep.
alert everybody.
If you see a fire, you're supposed to pull that string that goes up to the mothership.
Okay.
Does anybody have radio use or anything that could translate to radio use?
I don't know, but how could we not be,
I know. I just mean you might know a little more than the other persons. You've all been trained in using the 2-way radios.
Yeah. I just got standard.
Okay.
I have no idea how to run a radio.
Well, you were present during the training.
Other than just the pressing of the button, but as far as any kind of in-depth training, I'm kind of in the dark here.
Or how it works. You don't know how it works. Okay. Well, on the wall,
we ever have to repair it.
Yeah, if you ever have to repair it, on the wall you can see the different, like there's codes. There are the different channels you use for different things. There's Firewatch Tower 2 is up north, and Ranger Gord, as you're looking, he goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, remember we have to call Fire Tower 2 at 8:30 at night, 12:30 at night, 4:30 in the morning, and then when when the sun comes up." So I'll do it if I remember. I got my watch here, no alarm clock I'm going to use because it's just bothersome, but I'll try to remember to do it. If we don't call, they call us. But that's.
And we can see the tower way off in the distance.
Way off in the distance. If you look, he tells you where to look. You're like, where? And he points at it, and you see a little flash. He goes, that's Dave, Ranger Dave. Because he's looking at us right now. Because he says that's his binoculars.
I pull out my flashlight and I.
I'm not sure he's going to be able to see that, Andy.
He should. I'm pointing it right at him.
The sun's still up, Andy.
Does Tower 2 have a call sign, or do we just say, "Hey, Dave"?
Oh, he's got it written up there. Call sign. Oh, squirrel.
And our call sign is
Badger.
Badger.
I don't think there are badgers in Oregon, are there?
Well, then I guess they'll definitely be talking to us then if they call for Badger, because there's no other Badgers out here, huh?
That's right. Nobody else would use call sign Badger in Oregon.
That's smart. Right
Squirrel, this is Badger, over.
Those guys are smart.
Yep.
Call sign
Funny is probably all of our call signs would really be something like 3XB192457.
Yep. It would likely be that. There's call signs, and there's also call signs for the local fire department, for the main ranger station at the gateway to the park, and each individual vehicle has a radio in it. Not each individual, but some of the vehicles. So,
there's probably an emergency channel and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just one thing, as he's talking to you, note off to the east, you do see a storm brewing. Sun setting in the west, storm brewing in the east. Rise, sunrise. And there's a storm brewing. He says, there it is. It's just coming over the horizon now. It's a black one, and you can see lightning already. It's probably about an hour away, about 2 hours away.
I got $1.50 right here saying it's going to be raining within the hour.
I'll take you up on that, Mel.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, we need it. We need that rain. We don't need the lightning. We need the rain.
Yeah.
And what time is it right now? I'd like to get my watch exactly right.
I would say right now it's 6 o'clock at night.
Right, got us a 6 p.m.er.
No, back at 7:30 and see if the rain.
Well, it's not even sunset yet. Not in the summer.
No, it's August. You got a little while. Though really,
to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind walking down there to that campsite too. Just take a look around and see who all's down there and make sure there's no shenanigans afoot.
You can do that.
Before it gets too dark.
I'll stay here and watch.
I'll go on ground patrol area if you don't mind.
Yeah, come on, Mel. We'll have a big time. Maybe we can swing by that dam and take a look at that guy they saw the head there. Make sure he's not down there doing anything he's not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Ranger Gord goes, "Oh, by the way, fellas," and he's got on the wall. He says, "There's this time sunsets. Sunset today, August 14th, 8:20."
6 o'clock. 6:05 now.
So we called the other station 10 minutes after that. 8:30.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get all the way over to that camp area and back in 2 hours.
Walk there in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. There's no vehicle for you to use. You have to walk it. So.
Oh, definitely. We're using the old The old government issue boot ride. That's what we're riding on.
We can go 45 minutes out, and check it out, and then come back.
Yeah, let's take a stroll there, Mel.
Sounds good. I'm gonna go grab a spare flashlight just in case. There we go.
All right. So just the two of you are going, the other two are staying?
Yeah, Kyle, did you bring your guitar?
I did. It's down in the cabin.
Oh, I meant to bring it up here.
Oh, well, I can run down and grab it.
I can see the other guy. He's just
Yeah, he's pulling up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can see him down there.
Hey, Gordon, he's got your boxes.
Oh, my gosh. Gordon goes running off down the stairs, and he says, oh, you're back. That was the
food.
That's amazing. Excellent, excellent. Food in the cabin. Guys, help me unload this stuff.
Yeah, of course.
All right, we're on our way down.
Mel, we didn't quite get out of here before we got stuck unloading a truck full of crap.
I'm telling you.
Sorry it took me so long. Traffic was terrible.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, and he shakes your hand again. He shook your hand when you first showed up, and then he kind of ignored you when you found out that boxes were missing. He says, I'm Ranger Gord Callaghan. Nice to meet you. The other fellows have seen the place. Look, thanks for going to get this. I'm really happy, and things get unloaded pretty quickly. He says, come on inside. We've got some stew still warm for you.
I'm just happy to be here, Ranger. Thanks for having me.
Great. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Yakima and out Mount Rainier. Been training to be a ranger out in Mount Rainier, and I've got my undergraduate degree as a botanist. So, just I love nature. I love being out here. This is awesome.
Oh, good. Somebody, at least another person with a degree.
I'm ready to. I want to check out Mount Cranberry. I think that's going to be great.
Oh, you'll have lots of time for that this year. Lots of time for that. Well, look, come on in, have some food. You fellas go off and do your trip if you want. What's up, Ranger Holt?
A couple of the guys, I'm just saying to them, a couple of the guys are going to go check out the campground, and Kyle and I are going back up to the ranger station.
Yeah, so when you finish with your stew, we can go run you through the schedule and stuff that Ranger Gord would going over with us.
Yeah.
We'll let you eat first, though. That's important.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
So up in the cabin. So we help unload the boxes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And I'll bring my guitar back up with me.
Because it's going to be boring. But
oh, this is going to be great.
Well, it feels spectacular from up there.
Well, come on, Ranger. Yeah, Ranger Fieldsman. I'm Gord. You can just call me Gord.
Okay,
Gord.
Wow. All right.
Come on into the cabin. There's food. This is my dog, Archie. He's the brains of the operation. He's the best dog in the world.
Hey, Archie.
Archie doesn't move. He's kind of really old and red. And his name. I named him Archie after that character in the comic book. Jughead's friend, Archie Jones. Well, Jughead Jones, Archie, whatever his name is. Okay. But I the redheaded guy. Yeah. So he's the brains of the operation. He can sense noise before I can even sense noise. He'll jump up, and I can't even hear what he's hearing. He'll howl.
Oh, sure.
He can smell smoke before I can ever smell it. He's just the greatest dog ever. He's did you bring, and you remember you brought a box that was specially given to you by the Rangers. Good. It's like so, gives one to Archie.
Yeah, be sure to give him a good ruffling on the ears. Oh, what a good boy.
Yeah, he kind of looks at you like, oh, please. Take me to the vet. He's an old dog, and he doesn't look too happy. So just so you know, everyone else has seen it. You eat your food. The other two, Ranger Larry and Mel, are off going. They're off going to do something. Ranger Andy and Kyle have gone up top to do some more looking around, and Gord shows you around. The main Ranger cabin down below the watchtower is on top of Widower Peak, which isn't much of a peak. a little bit of a walk up a hill, and there's 3 beds. Under normal circumstances, 3 people sleep while 2 are on the fire watch, and you switch it up. You have a rotating schedule. Tonight, everybody's going to help out with the fire watch just so you know what's going, but he's saying take a nap whenever you want to. When you're done eating and dropping your stuff off, he takes you up top to the platform where the other 2 are looking around. It's beautiful, and he just gives you the description. It's beautiful, but it's dry. There's been a localized drought for a number of years, and he shows you there's Cranberry Mountain off to the northwest. To the east directly is Lake Opechny. And he says, I already told the other guys, it's a man-made lake. The river we have now used to go straight up through the middle of the park, but the local city, I'm guessing they paid someone off in the state government. They got permission to redirect the river across towards the east. Man-made lake now. It's part of the tourism of the area. So our park, which probably would have had a nice river running right through the whole up and down, north and south of it, now has a river cuts across the bottom. Because of that, contributing to that, the localized drought made everything dry as well. You can see the trees are all dry. It looks like autumn more than it looks like summer. And there's 1 campground of 3 is open, maybe about 30 or so campers in it right now. And that's about it. That's about all. You can just sort of have a look around, enjoy yourself.
Thanks a lot, Gord. So Percy, after eating, Percy is going to... Did anybody want to use the truck? I think we've just got the 1 truck.
No, I think we just park it down there.
I'm thinking about maybe taking a little scenic driving tour of the park. Anybody want to go?
You have to run that by a Gord, you know. It's
Well,
Oh, sure, yeah.
Larry and Mel have walked over to the campground to check out, make sure everything's okay. I'm
Which
staying
area?
on watch. Number 2.
2? Sure.
It's the only place that there is anybody. The other campgrounds are closed. I'm staying up here on watch because who knows when a fire can start, you know.
Do we have anybody who's going to be stationed over at Tower 2?
Yeah, that's Dave.
Dave is over there. We're supposed to contact him on the radio at 8:30, 12:30, 4:30, and sunup.
All right. Yeah, let me check with Gordon. I think it'd be nice to take just a slow little driving tour and check out the park. You know, get a ground's eye view just to ensure that there's nothing, no sparking. I'm sure we're at a high alert for fires, so there's going to be no discarded cigarettes and no campfires, no unattended campfires. So we should just go and double check stuff, I think.
Kyle, you can go if you want. I'll keep watch.
No. Well, if you're sure, if you want to be up here by yourself,
maybe you could swing by and pick up Larry and Mel.
Sure. On the way back, I was thinking maybe do a counterclockwise route through. So head on up through tent area 1, loop around, maybe pop into Tower 2, loop through area 3, and then come back down that direction.
All right. Sunset is at 8:20. So have fun. It's 6 now. A little after 6.
All right. Gord.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ranger Ford and I were thinking about taking the truck and doing a little driving tour through the park just to kind of check things out. Maybe pop into Tower 2, say hi, loop through the campgrounds, and just make sure everything's shipshape.
Well, I don't think you could actually make it to Tower 2 before dark. Only because of we've got people in the only the 1 campground area. We're still trying to keep the speed though. But feel free if you want to go out and take a look. I don't think you'd make it the whole way around before dark. I just want to have everybody back here for dark if you could. So feel free to go for a drive and follow the speed limits. Don't wreck my truck. And that's fine. Just go for a little drive, take a look at the areas, and just be back for dark, please.
Well, the roads are
Sounds
mostly
good.
dirt roads, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're made for campers to drive on.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll be back by dark.
Okay. Well, I'll switch over to Rangers Lair Baxter and Pozak. Pozak?
Larry,
Larry Pozchek,
Pause check.
sir.
Pause check.
right here, Larry. Larry, take a look at this.
Comma,
Right,
Junior.
right here, right on the trail. No respect at all.
You know, they think this place is just some kind of dump. They can
Telling
throw
ya.
the garbage any kind of where.
All
Respect, dear Mel. No
right.
respect at all. Let's get over here to this campsite. Or you want to swing by the dam first and make sure there's no foolishness going on?
Well, yeah, let's go to the closer one first.
Yep.
All right. The dam, you mean?
We're going to the military dam.
All right. That's just the name that was given to it. Gord explained earlier when he was mumbling. They just haven't given a name yet. He says state gives a name to everything. Military built the dam. They didn't want to tick off the military. They couldn't think of a general who wanted his name added to a dam that's that small. So it's just a military dam. You get there, there's a sign that says military dam.
Damn right.
And another sign that says don't swim.
This is definitely the military dam, Mel.
I think you're right.
You found it.
Name.
It is like I described it. It's like tall palace, like wood logs set into concrete, which is made it to make it look more natural, I guess. And the concrete is actually in behind, quite well constructed with natural rock mixed in with the concrete. So you, from a distance, you wouldn't be able to tell it's a dam. Up close, you're like, it is a dam. It's logs straight up and down. But could you each do a spot hidden?
You're damn right. We can do a spot hidden.
Mel fails drastically.
34 on 60, that's a normal pass.
All right. You find something, and let me see, what's your... I have to look at your background here because I have to see if there's something that would make sense to you. What was your character, Larry? What was your character's? Did they have another job before they were a ranger, or is it just they started off as a ranger?
You know, I worked at a convenience store. I don't really like to let that out too much, but yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, that's what I did.
All right. Could you do an intelligence or an idea roll for me?
Yeah. Here's a 76. So it looks like you failed that one.
You found some bits and pieces of. You found a book of matches, which is brand new. You found a lens from eyeglasses, like somebody's lens popped out of their glasses, and you found a piece of string, like it's a very straight piece of string, that long, that's been cut on both ends, and they're all in the same area. And if you look closely, it's been scuffed around like something was set down there and then picked up. So that's all.
Look at this, Mel. Look at it.
What do you find?
Look at it. It's more of that these people will throw their souls out here, and they don't even think twice about it. They don't give one squirt of piss about anything outside of their own 5 feet square of what they're standing in. That's what.
They need to be brought to justice.
But in this case right here, it's like a lens from some glasses, maybe some eyeglasses. I got me a nice straight piece of string somebody left behind.
Aren't those matches?
They are matches. You know your business there, Mel. I tell you,
Mel,
that
you can.
now.
You can roll. You can roll an idea roll too now, Mel.
All right. Oh boy. 81.
All you can think of is, this is not long enough to tie my shoes with. That's it.
That string does match my boot lace, though, but I just don't think it's going to work there, Larry.
I tell you, Mel, people come out here and they just throw any kind of thing, any kind of where. And it's very disheartening, the whole way that they just don't love nature the way they should. Because it was put here for me and you and everyone.
Exactly. The whole shebang.
All of it. Well, is that everything we've got off the ground here? I mean, maybe we should have brought a bag.
That's all you really see. The place is pretty clean generally, pretty much an empty park, and Gord's been wandering around picking things up as he drives around if he saw anything. So, yeah, that's all there is.
Mel, you want to carry on to campground number 2, and hopefully we don't run into a garbage truck on the way.
I think we should go.
All right. You guys continue wandering off down the path. I'll switch over to Kyle and Percy. So you guys hop in the truck, and I'm assuming you're going to take the main road, not the hiking trail, because you can't drive down the hiking trail. You would drive back to the camp office, the V in the road near the camp office. You head north. It's an empty park. You do see the occasional deer, the occasional animal. You get to tented area, camping area 1. It's like a crisscross of roads. It's almost completely clear cut with some very small trees. You can see standard time that time of the in the world. They clear cut it, turn it into little squares where people could camp. You drive through it. There's not very many people there, and get to the other side. The roadway again heads north towards the fire towers you can see on your map. Could you do a spot hidden, both of you, please?
Sure. Windows are down, rolling, maybe even slightly below the posted speed limit, just to be able to take in all the views.
01.
65, so no.
That's right. You better be focusing on the road.
Exactly.
All right, Kyle. What is your? I'm going to check. What is your education background, Kyle? Ranger Kyle.
My education background is an associate's degree, just a general associate's.
Natural world. No, that's not biology, is it?
I got a pretty high natural world. A 31 is going to be a hard pass.
Hard pass. You see something, and to you, it doesn't make a whole heck of a lot of sense. And then it's a flash. You see it. It's gone. The only thing you can think of is one of those Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom or whatever animal show you might have watched on TV. It's like those Gila monsters. That's like a lizard. They don't belong here.
First,
it sort of slithers, just sort of across the path.
Hey, stop for a second, Percy.
Whoa, hey, what?
I'm sorry, I'm just so curious. I thought I saw a lizard that I didn't think lived around here.
Wow.
Just give me one second.
You've got great eyes. You saw a lizard this big?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, big lizard.
Big lizard.
Big lizard. Like
it makes
I don't know
if
it's here. I mean, I don't know who on earth brought it here. And I mean, we got a cat. It's not supposed to be here. I mean, I don't want it to disrupt the natural wildlife. So
you're sure you saw a lizard? Like
I'm not messing with you, Percy.
Okay. Hey, I believe you. Well, let's throw the truck into park and let's go looking for it.
Yep. So I'm going to go off the direction where I saw it go.
All right.
I'll pull the vehicle off onto the shoulder and shut it down, pocket the keys.
Can I make a track roll?
Yes, you can. But I was just going to tell you where you are.
Okay.
If you're looking at your map, you see where the map actually says Crofter's Hiking Trail above.
Uh-huh.
It's at that intersection of the hiking trail. When you were just about to cross over the hiking trail, the actual whatever you saw was heading that way, like towards the left, towards the west. East.
Okay, well, I'm going to make a track roll. 59 is a pass.
And
All
I'll
right.
try track as well, just to see if I can spot it. Oh yeah, 33 pass, normal success.
All right, you can see the ground is very dry, so you're actually able to see something was running, for one thing, not walking, with what appears to be clawed feet, like a lizard, and you see it. Boom, it just took off down the hiking trail, which isn't like, it's not like a road. It's not a straight path, so there's twists and turns and it goes around trees. But you see it is definitely heading down that way, and you follow it for a bit, I'm assuming. And
yeah, look at this. This is
I see it. May I attempt a natural world?
Yeah.
55 standard success. Wow, yeah, this is definitely a lizard. You know, look at the feet and the toes, that configuration of the claw. Yeah, this is unusual. It doesn't belong in this area.
Yeah, Percy, you don't have a biology degree, do you, as well, or
Botany? No, not
botany.
biology.
Okay, all right. Okay, you can do another. You can continue. You can do one more track roll if you want to try to continue following it.
38 is a pass again.
I lost I got confused. Too much debris.
Okay, Kyle, Ranger Kyle, you're able to follow it a little bit farther. Percy wanders off, and you go. Oh wait, it's over this way, and it disappears into a hole. Like, we're talking a good size hole.
Whoa.
But the ground is very dry, and it's off the path. It's at the base of a tree, very dry ground, and it's just, you can see as you look around now, there's earth in piles all over the place in the trees, like just pile here, pile there, and something has dug a hole in the ground and boom, gone underground. Not recently. I mean, this hole has been here a while, but you can see where the spoils of the excavation.
What is somebody digging out here?
Wow, this is
What on earth is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have a flashlight on you?
Not on me. Probably in the truck.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's radio this in, actually. I'm sure the truck has a radio. This is... Yeah.
Okay, yeah, wait here. I'll run back to the truck.
Yeah. I'm going to sit and watch the hole.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll double time it back to the truck, pull up on the radio, and contact Gord.
All right.
And I'm assuming it's a party line, so I'm assuming anybody that's near a radio can, on that same channel can hear it.
Yep.
Hey, Gord, Ranger Ford and I seem to have discovered a unusual animal out here. It looks like it could be something akin to a Gila monster, a very large lizard, and we tracked it to an area where it's been digging holes. There seems to be a den. Who knows how many are out here? We're out here, and I say it's out near on the path near Crofter's hiking trail. We're just west of the road. Shouldn't be too hard to find us.
Was this Ranger Fieldsman? It's Andy.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, Gordon didn't pick up. I picked up. You said a what? A Gila monster? Not in this area.
I know. It's unusual, but I checked out the tracks and it seems to verify.
And why do you think it's a Gila monster?
Just due to the track size and spacing. I mean, this thing has got to be nose to tail, close to 3 feet long. It's,
Oh yeah, there's no lizards. There's no reptiles that big. Not with feet.
Well, it's certainly not a snake, but it seems to be. I'm thinking it may have been some kind of exotic pet that someone lost while out here. clearly
Wow,
illegally brought into the park.
That's the only possibility that it could be. What you're talking
Ranger,
about is like a monitor lizard.
yeah, could be a monitor. Yeah, Ranger Ford and I are going to try and see if we can flesh it out, or at least see how large the den is. So I'm going to grab this flashlight and head back out.
Well, be careful. If it's a monitor lizard, they can be pretty damn dangerous. They're carnivores.
Good point. Is there a shotgun in the truck?
There is. And a box of shells.
I will get the shotgun, box of shells, the
Try
flashlight.
Try and catch it if you can.
Yeah, if we have any kind of like animal catching equipment, if there's a net or like a dog cage or something.
Hey, Gordon, are you out of the bathroom?
I'm right here. Yeah, what's going on?
Ranger Percy and Ranger Kyle say they found a big lizard. Something that looks like a monitor lizard or something. Maybe somebody let go out there.
He drops his glass. It smashes. He goes, "What did it look like?"
Are you going to clean that up? What the hell?
Sorry, it's my glass. My glass.
It's a big lizard, like 3 feet long.
Yep.
They're going to flush it out and catch it.
Oh, it's happening again. Okay.
What are you talking about again?
Just remember that fire we had? There was somebody was saying they were lizards.
Yeah, Andy, I'm going to catch up to Ranger Ford, so let me know what you think. We'll be radio silent, so catch you later.
Yep.
I put the radio down and I haul ass.
Badger out.
You're hauling over. Okay. Ranger Gord's visibly upset. He says, "Remember when I told you about the forest fire we had? We lost 30% of the fire."
Yeah, you said lightning.
It was lightning, but the strangest reports were coming in from the people who were fighting the fire. Strangest reports. And I didn't believe them at the time. I didn't believe them. But a guy came back with a piece of a leg. It was like a small person-sized leg, a lizard. I thought it was a crocodile or an alligator. It doesn't make any sense. I've been to Florida once on vacation.
We don't have anything like that out there on the West Coast. Come on. I mean, come on. It's got to be just a weird coincidence. Somebody has there ever been any reports of giant lizards out in these woods before?
Not really. People say strange things. They see lights at night. They hear noises, but it's a campground. It's people get drinking and they don't know what they're seeing. They report crazy ass stuff.
Well, it might be something worth looking into. Maybe we've got some indigenous species that we're not familiar with in this area. I'd like to go see it, but I got to stay up here. And it's going to be dark.
Well, let's see what they find out. I need them back before dark. We got to be back before dark. And we should follow up with the other two.
I call dibs on going out there tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We gotta figure this out. This makes no sense. I mean, maybe people are letting stuff loose because there's nobody in the park and they're getting rid of pets or something. I don't know.
That's possible. People are idiots. They think that if they can just take their pets and let them go in the woods, that they'll survive. The problem is not if they die. The problem is if they do survive and they find their own niche and start decimating the wild population. Have you seen any drop in like the rodent population or anything like that in the area?
Nothing that I could peg on a new predator.
I'll start a new study. This could be fun this summer. See if we can figure this whole thing out.
It could be fun. Yes, fun. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Okay. So you guys are, Percy and Kyle are off looking for this thing. Larry and Mel, you guys have wandered off and got to the campground.
These rapscallions.
You found a little shortcut. There's like a big empty area, clear cut, square little campsites. Maybe about 30 sets of campers or 30 families, whatever. 30 campsites are occupied right now. trailers, tents, the usual.
I think we're just going to take a little stroll right down through Main Street, Campground number 2. And you know, just keep an eye on things and just take a look and see what kind of mayhem might be firing up in these pole and canvas town that we like to call the Campground.
Exactly.
As I tell you, Mel,
Evidence.
I don't like the string. I don't like the string. I don't like the matches. I don't like the trash. And it's one of these people.
Shouldn't be looking for a name here. What's this? Oh, some loser named Stuart Lightly. Wonder if it even belongs to him.
I bet he's in here somewhere. He's probably got a real fancy tent. Possibly a pink sleeping bag.
I bet you.
So you guys are just wandering around looking for people who, look suspicious. Like
Just
litterers.
checking out down the center, making sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing. Keeping it straight as an arrow.
For the most part, yeah, they are. But could you each make spot hidden's the most logical, but let's go with spot hidden.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Ooh. Well, I can't talk out of this one, can I? A 6. Everybody is on their campsite making their dinner. They see you coming. They're being extra special careful. One fella, you do notice the moment you see him, and he looks, let's use a big word, professorial. He looks like an academic. He looks like the kind of guy that should be teaching stuff in a classroom and not standing out in the woods. And he sees you, packs up his stuff, goes up his camp soap, walks into his trailer, shuts the door. Turns out the light that was on inside, because it's getting close to sunset, you can see that the light was on, and pulls down the blind.
Hey, Mel. Did you see that?
It looked a little suspicious.
Yeah, I'd say he looked a lot suspicious. Now, I'm no genius here by any stretch of the imagination. But I know when somebody's up to some kind of, how can I put this? When somebody's up to some kind of bullshit, that's how they act right there. Now, being that they're on state property, and we are wardens of the state, I'd say we've got every right to go knock on that door and just see exactly what his problem is.
I think you are right. Let's do this. I'll go around back first to make sure he doesn't escape.
Well, trailers have one door usually, but
Sir,
there are windows.
We're in the campground, and you're not, and there's 2 doors, by God.
Okay, it's a special trailer, special bill. Okay,
It's a professorial trailer, sir. Trailer of higher learning.
it's full of books.
And we're going to knock on that door.
All right, you knock on it.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody comes to the door right away.
It's not that big a trailer, Mel. Dodging us.
I knew I should have looked for another way to escape from this thing.
Eventually, you see the blind go up a bit. The blind goes up a bit, goes back down again.
Knocking again.
The door opens. Yes, gentlemen. Hello. I was just settling in for the evening. How can I help you?
It looked like you were settling in a little quick when you saw us walk up, like you might be doing a little shady activities there, sir.
I literally, I was finishing my dinner. I saw you coming. I thought, there must be the evening rounds. And I looked at my watch and thought, I don't want to be up late. I really want to get up early in the morning, especially with the storm coming.
You seem a little fidgety.
Not at all.
You seem like something might be bothering you, sir.
Do you have any intimidation or perception or anything like that you may wish to rely
I'm going to call
upon?
a timeout, and I'm going to look right down here.
I could do it too.
Mel, how you looking on those things there?
Not very charming. Not very persuasive. And not very intimidating.
All right.
Not
Well,
looking too good, Mel. I think this guy's going to get the drop on us.
well, let's think. Let's think here for a moment. He does get a little fidgety, and roll a spot hidden. Do a spot hidden. Whoever's at the door.
I can look at some shit that I don't see right here.
Oh,
54 on a 60.
very observant with a 12.
I tell you, I would like to know if he's missing a lens out of his glasses.
You don't have to roll for that because you thought of it all on your own. He is.
Well, Mr. One Glass Lens fella. Look what we've got here, Mel. What's your name, sir?
Dr. Atkins.
Well, Dr. Atkins, it looks like you might be missing a lens out of your spectacles.
Yes, I was off on a walk earlier today, and I tripped over a tree root, and yeah, I dropped my glasses and picked them up, and I noticed the lens was gone, but I couldn't see it because I didn't have the lens in my glasses.
That does
Going
seem
to
to
the red
follow.
den.
Mel, you getting all this?
Yes. Every word.
What else were you doing when you reached down to get your lens there, Dr. Atkins?
I was looking at the dam.
The DM what?
The dam. The military dam. The military dam. Damn it, you got me.
Did you break a shoelace?
What? No.
No. Are you a smoker? Are you a smoker, Dr. Atkins?
My word, no.
Okay. Yeah. Disgusting habit, eh? Not judging.
I know the health benefits of clean living and such.
I'm sure that your studies will find that that's true.
I have issues with carbs, too.
Don't we all?
Well, look, gentlemen, I think you're educated people. I think. Just understand that I'm here on a research grant. I was here to study meadowlarks, and I was wondering, and I've noticed a strange in the biology of the area, and you've got some really freakish animals here. Can I just say that? There are things here that don't belong here. Looked around, make sure nobody can hear you. I've seen snakes that don't belong here. I've seen animals that don't belong here. But most of all, have you seen the lizards?
Well, none. No, I've not seen any lizards. We've seen a lot of things, you know. We're on the.
Come inside. Come inside. Come inside. I'll show you what I've got. Come inside. And he ushers you inside to his trailer where he's got papers and books everywhere. And he says, please have a seat. I've got things I've got to show you.
Oh, well,
and
here, Mel.
So when did you start noticing all of these unusual life forms?
Well, let's flip over to the other people now because this chapter stop. And that's like, now we're going to go over to Percy and Kyle. So you've got your flashlight, you're back together, and you're standing in front of this big hole in the ground. And you can see there's a lot of traffic moving in and out of it. It's very dry ground, of course, but you can see that it isn't smooth by any means, but there's no weed growth. Something's been going in and out of this hole quite a bit. And it's big.
This is an active critter. We got to get him out of here. Very invasive.
There could be a den's full. I mean, there could be a nest.
Yeah, we got to go. So shining the light down into the hole, how can I see a bottom from just standing here?
It drops down to. There's a cat in here. It drops down, and at the bottom of it, which is maybe about 4 feet down, it heads off along the pathway. It seems like.
And how big? Like, could a Kyle-sized person wriggle down there and look?
Well, you're
size 55.
Size 55. I would say, because I actually have the stats to tell me if you would fit. No, I don't. Yes, I do. You would fit very tightly. It would be tight. You're crawling in a hole that isn't really made for you to crawl in, but you could get into it.
All right, Percy, just be prepared to pull me out. I'm gonna go crawl in there and see if I can see him back in there.
Percy, I'll say you grabbed a backpack from the back that had some miscellaneous things, including a flashlight, and there's a length of rope in it as well.
Okay, yeah. Let's. Here's a flashlight, and then why don't we secure this to your belt, the backside of his belt. And so then as you're crawling in, I'll just kind of start feeding you this line, and we'll be able to draw you out if need be, or just pull your pants off. We'll see.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna. I mean, if it's, I don't want to get stuck down here. I mean, if it's really a push, I'm not gonna chance it.
All right.
No, don't worry about that, Percy.
Getting rid of the wild animals.
Sorry, I had to deal with a cat.
Yeah, so I'm going to start crawling down there, but I don't, like, if I hit somewhere that I would have to, like, to squeeze, like, really, like...
Yep.
Or I'm not going to get myself trapped. I'm kind of going cautious and slow.
And before you go, here's a... do we have a collapsible entrenching tool? A collapsible... What is this? A collapsible shovel?
You do. You actually have one of those old-fashioned, the ones that, like you'd see in a car years ago that people keep in their trunk for digging out the snow if they got stuck in the snow. You got one of those.
Sure. Military
grade.
issue is a collapsible shovel, fairly small, folds in 3 parts. I'll give him an entrenching tool so he can take that in front of him and maybe clear away, some dirt if need be, and then a flashlight and secure the rope and let him go tunneling.
All right.
Okay.
Wish me luck, Percy.
All right. You drop down. I'm assuming, are you going to drop down feet first or are you going to go in head first?
I'll go feet first.
Okay.
Drop in first, but then crawl in.
Yeah, crawl
head first.
Yeah,
with the shovel and the
flashlight. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. It works. You get down into the hole and you're able to squat down and see. This is a tunnel that is fair sized. You could crawl down in it yourself. It's going to be very tight going though. You can see this right away that you can certainly do it, but you're not going to make very much progress in very much time. It's maybe 5 feet in the ground, and it's or 4 feet in the ground rather, and it's wide enough that you could crawl, but it's obviously made by something smaller than you, but not like groundhog sized.
No. There's tunnels down here, Percy.
Multiple tunnels, or just one, and you can't see the end of it.
Well, if you as you're looking, Kyle, you do notice you can answer him. You're shining your flashlight down. The tunnel goes off into the distance. It's not perfectly straight, but you do see it branches off a ways down. So there's actually at least 2 paths.
There's there's a series of them down here. At least I can see there's just one here, but it splits off. I don't know what kind of lizard dicks. This is weird.
While topside, Percy is going to, he's squatting at the hole edge. He's holding the rope, feeding some out as Kyle goes in. But Percy starts looking around. Is there anything, that might be using this as a home coming up here? Anything creeping around?
You don't see anything. It's still daylight. The sun's going down. You're probably pushing close to 7:30 by now. The sun's going down. You are hearing, the whippoorwills in Oregon. I'm going to assume there are whippoorwills. No, nobody knows. Okay, only I have them. Only I have them outside. So whatever you have for nighttime birds in Oregon, those are starting to come out. No frogs, of course, because it's not wet enough for them. Normal nighttime noises are happening. You're not seeing anything out of the ordinary.
All right, Percy. We got to get back for the fire watch, but I don't think I have enough time to crawl down and check out these two junctions. But I wonder, are there any other dirt mounds up there that you can see, Percy?
There's a few right over here, but do they all look like it was dirt that was deposited from this hole, or does it look like there's more piles over there?
If you take some time to look around, I won't make you roll for it, you will see that dirt has been carefully distributed all over the place. There are little piles of earth. There are, you'll look at an area that's a dry, the former riverbed area, there's dirt spread all over it that is not surface dirt. It's not the right color. Surface dirt is brown. Grayish. This is some brownish, it hasn't been oxidized. So definitely, it's you see that there's earth everywhere. Sometimes there's piles. Sometimes there's a handful here and there, and sometimes there's areas where it's spread everywhere. So it does look like something has been excavating and tossing soil all over the place.
Okay, yeah, make a note of this to report later. Kyle, why don't you come on out and let's get back to the truck and return to the main office. This is weird. This is definitely something we gotta let the guys know about tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. When we have more daylight, definitely got to ferret this thing out.
Yeah.
It's gonna damage the tree system, the tree roots and stuff.
Ferret underground. Nice.
Larry's not the only one who can make puns. Thank you, Sean. I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get out of the.
Okay.
Out of the hole.
So you guys are going to pack up and head back with your notes. Now, one more thing. Each of you make a listen roll.
$51 is a fail.
Ooh, 19 might be a success. 19 is a success.
All right. Kyle's busy, wiping off the dirt off his clothing, trying to clean himself up, untying the rope. Percy, you're standing at the back of the truck just going, whew, that was interesting. From the south, the pathway, not the south, I'm sorry, from the distance along the walkway, the hiking trail, you hear a sound that sounds like ee. And then off in the distance, another voice goes ee. And then from the distance again, from the first original location, ee. But it's a high pitch. You think to yourself, I haven't heard a bird make that noise before. I certainly haven't heard a person can imitate it, but it's definitely an animal of some sort. But it's nothing you've ever heard before. Strange.
That is bizarre.
It's almost got an echoey quality to it.
What's bizarre, Percy?
I don't know. It just hold on for a sec. Do you hear this? And then I'm going to try and do a whistle. Not do an ee, but I'll try and do a whistle that has the same pitch and tone.
Do you have a whistle roll? Is there? What the heck?
I mean, if I can hear, I could make a guitar check.
Yeah, you haven't heard it, so you can't
That's true.
really do it.
Or, I'll try an EE.
Roll. Just tell me what you get. I've got a number in my head.
Whatever I rolled is not on your number. A 98.
No.
I swallow my tongue.
A crow comes out of the woods and attacks you at your attempt. No. All right. So you guys are packing up and heading back, I'm assuming. I'll flip back to the watchtower. Andy, Ranger Holt. Ranger Andy. You and Gord were standing there looking around, and what are you doing? My eyebrow is up.
I'm making notes. I'm checking things. I could see their truck stop for some reason. I'm
assuming they radio back at some point and tell you what happened.
Yeah, so once we start driving back, I'm driving and Kyle's telling them on the radio.
Okay.
This is the craziest thing ever. I can't wait to get out there tomorrow and take a look.
Yeah, I'm telling you, something's seriously been digging out here. The ground's littered with subsurface soil. I mean, seriously digging.
Well, hurry back. Take care.
Right. Ranger Gord's twiddling his fingers, and he's a little nervous. You can see he's visibly nervous listening to when you're talking on the radio. He's all right. I'd really like the guys to get back now. I'm a little nervous about all this. The storm's coming in.
We're coming back. Don't worry. We'll get there before the sun's down. I think. Shouldn't we, Percy?
Easily. We'll be there very soon.
Okay. Well, I'll temporarily flip back as it is. The storm is now rolling in very, very close, and it's getting closer and closer. You can see the lightning in the sky. You've got like the sunset in one direction. You've got the storm rolling in the other direction, and it's black, and the sky is orange with I would call it heat lightning. So Larry and Mel, you guys are in the trailer, and the Dr. Atkins, he says, you're going to think I'm absolutely mad with all of this. But I'm telling you right now, I came here to study. And I'm finding evidence of, I'll just say it, aliens, UFOs. There's got to be something like that. The government's hiding something. I'm seeing footprints. I'm seeing lights at nighttime. I'm hearing noises in the woods. I came here to study. I didn't come here to... I thought it was pranks at first. I thought it was kids. I thought it was just kids down the way. They look pretty scruffy and down the way. I thought it was them with fireworks or something. But something is definitely going on. And I'm thinking invasion.
Well,
Dr. Atkins. Is that what you're selling us?
I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Yeah, I didn't say I didn't believe you now. Don't just jump off the handle. Mel, you got your red pen, buddy?
I'm going to have to go back to the red pen.
Yeah, it's definitely red words, man. This is foolishness.
So aliens, you say? I mean, perhaps.
I'm thinking aliens. Russians.
It could be Russians. I mean, the red pen would be right for that. Well, we might have to take this up tomorrow, Larry. The storm's getting in close. And
here, I have a copy of my map for you.
Now,
here, look.
Take a look at.
He brings out a copy of the same map you have. And when you look at it, scribbled on it all along the hiking trail from the dam to the crossroads in between all of the camp areas where like the hiking trail branches off towards the Cranberry Mountain and branches off to the right, all the way up that. he has little X's. Each of those little X's, he says, those spots are spots where I have either seen something, some creature in the woods, or I've found evidence of their homes. They're living underground, and I'm finding evidence that they're doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but I suspect they're living here and they're planning something big.
Well, Professor, I suppose we could investigate this in the morning. Right now, we've got a storm coming overhead.
Yes, of course. But take this map. I mean, I've made multiple copies to mail off to my associates. But take this map. Maybe tomorrow you can take a look at these locations.
Let me ask you something real quick there, Doctor. Or Professor.
Of course. I'm both, actually, yes.
There's no need to brag, sir. I mean, we're all just human beings, aren't we?
Yes.
So, the funny thing is, when I found that lens on the ground, I also found a little piece of string. And I thought that little piece of string was quite peculiar. It was nice and straight. A little firmer than just a bootlace or maybe a shoestring.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe this string actually been a little piece of fuse? That's something.
I've never seen that before.
Never seen this right here, even though it was right next to your glasses, huh?
I may have looked down and seen something that I thought was a piece of string, and that's when I dropped my glasses, and the lens fell out.
Now, without actually saying it out loud to the man, I'm gonna look around and see if I see any books of matches around his area there.
You don't really know.
You
did see one by the camp stove, however.
Dr. Atkins, I hate to ask you this, and I know you said it was a disgusting habit. And here's a little side note. I picked up a cigarette butt on the way in. Somebody had thrown it out on the trail. But on the way back, I know it's a disgusting habit, but could I get a light from you, Dr. Atkins?
Oh. Do you have a way to roll? You have no persuasion or anything like that. Roll. Make a roll. I'll tell you if you succeed, because I'm just going to... There's always a chance.
That there's an 89.
He says, out by my camp stove, I have a book of wooden matches that I use to light the stove. They're waterproof.
Oh, fantastic. Those will work just fine. I didn't want to strike it up right here in your professorial trailer.
It's full of books and papers. I'd rather you didn't. I really can't stop it. Allergies.
Yeah, the flames and combustibles, that's really what we're looking at here.
No.
If, Mel, you got anything else for the good professor, Doctor?
Well, I think this map he's made is going to be quite handy. Just checking out to see if we can verify or corroborate what he's been saying here. Does sound a bit far-fetched, Doctor, but take a look.
Take a look at what there, Mel?
We can take a look at the spots on the map here that he indicated.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a look at those spots. But I tell you, that storm's coming in pretty good. Make sure both your doors are good and tight tonight there, Doctor.
Both my doors? Oh, that's yes, of course.
It's a window, huh?
It's a window, yes.
We always
All right. No, I'll have you know.
Every window's a door, really, if you think about it.
Exactly. Yep. Potato. That's what I'm saying here.
Yep. Agree. Thank you very much. I'd be happy to hear about your own investigations tomorrow. If you want to come see me, that would be wonderful.
All right.
All right, Doctor. And remember, like my man Mel says all the time, only you prevent the forest fire.
Fire's a terrible thing, yes.
Show him the flyer, Mel.
Only you.
Yes, I'm aware. Yes, it's a frightening prospect.
Those are words to live by, Doctor. Get something to profess. I'm going to grab a match from your stove.
Please do. Please help yourself. All right.
So,
I'll
once
see-
you close the door,
Yep.
I want to look at his stove. Those matches match what we saw out there by the dam?
No, these are definitely waterproof matches. The slightly longer wooden type for lighting a camp stove.
Well, son of a bitch, that was a long way to go for nothing, wasn't it, Mel?
Ah. Couldn't have said it better.
Criminy. Let's get back to the tower. We got to look for fires.
All right.
Double.
I will flip forward. You guys are heading back because it is getting dark and the storm is rising. You've all arrived. Everybody's back at the tower. Not quite at once, but you're all there. And you're all together again. And I assume you all...
Look, I could fit down there. This thing was digging like mad.
Yeah, but you're still talking
More-
about a lizard, yeah?
Oh, I don't know.
Just digging though.
And there's
It was the dirt
Look.
was deposited in uniform symmetrical fashions. It was
Look, Andy, we're not pulling on your leg, man. I mean,
well, okay, yeah, but there's no lizards that big anywhere in the United States, unless you're counting crocodiles. But this is not what you're describing. This
okay,
is
look, we'll go out there tomorrow, man. We'll go out there tomorrow. I agree with you. I don't even know. Like, telling you, I mean, either that or some kids were digging tunnels. I don't know. And how something lives down there.
I believe you. It's just I'm trying to rationalize it. Be like, if you told me that there was a camel out there running around, I'd be like, what?
Look, I mean, if I wasn't there myself, I'd have trouble wrapping my head around it too. But man, crawling in that tunnel. Ugh.
Is it 8:30? We need to call.
It's now 8:30. The sun has gone down. Ranger Gord is kind of still fidgety, but he's watching intently himself.
Well, let me go on radio, David. Breaker 19, Breaker 19. I don't know.
This is Rubber Duck.
This is Badger calling Squirrel.
Squirrel here. What's up, guys?
Everything so far is doing fine. We got giant crazy lizards running around in the woods, and we've got professors doing what I would like to be doing, studying animals.
Ah, it's okay. We got nothing happening at our end, so you guys have all the fun.
We'll call you back at 12:30.
Excellent. Have a good evening.
You too.
Keep dry.
Love you. Bye. Is there a on the map that the professor gave Mel and Larry, or is the spot where we found those holes, is that marked with an X?
Yes.
Look at this, Andy. This guy's been finding these holes and these lizards. He's saying, look, well, same thing. We went out and saw it, and it was right around here, wasn't it, Percy?
right there.
We could be looking at an invasive species. This is bad.
Agreed.
I mean, there have been cases, a lot of cases in the past, mostly with plants. You probably know all about that, Percy. The kudzu and the Rosa rugosa and the autumn olive. Oh my God. They bring them over here from Japan and there's nothing, no natural predators, and they just spread like wildfire.
Like wildfire.
Well, let's hope we don't have any one of those tonight.
Well, that's for sure.
And the storm is definitely getting very close. What I would call heat lightning is in the distance and now slightly above you. And it's darkening up quite nicely. I'll move forward a little bit for time constraints. Gord is he's essentially saying, everybody take a quadrant, if you will. And he explains what we're looking for. We're looking for lightning strikes, we don't see smoke at nighttime. We're looking for lightning strikes, but at the same time, we're looking to see if campers are lighting up the fires. And you can see the campground. You can see lights from the tents and lights in trailers. He said normal conditions, we'd be seeing campfires. Every site would have a campfire till about 10 or so.
Sure.
Everybody likes to have a fire. Who doesn't want to have roast marshmallows and that on a nice summer evening? They're not allowed to right now, which is why we only have 30 campers or 30 sites rented or released. And as you're watching, you're taking your turns, you're taking a break here and there. Moves forward to 10 o'clock at night, and I would just say that only two of you can be on watch at any one time. The other two are already doing other paperwork or looking at records or doing other things. So I'm going to do a random roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Percy and Andy, Rangers, you guys are on watch right now. Ranger Gord is educating the other three on health and safety, something just to fill in the time because that's his job. And please, each of you make a spot hit.
Failure.
For a ranger, I'm getting 95, so I'm apparently using my binoculars to stare at my feet.
All right, you're in different locations. It's not that you're, it's not that you're bad at it. You've moved to a different quadrant. Hour goes by. Both of you are still on. Make another roll. 11 o'clock.
Worse. No.
I got better, but it's still not a win.
Okay, now it switches. Now it's Kyle, Ranger Kyle, and Ranger Mel. Could both of you make a spot hit? And the other two have switched up to get their safety discussion. Storm is raging, by the way. Wind is blowing. There are lightning strikes, and you're watching intently.
Is it raining?
Not a drop. A couple drops on you, but that's about it. A lot of wind.
Hopefully Mel doesn't notice that, so my $150 is still safe for now.
No.
But I rolled a 79 as far as a spot hidden is concerned, which is not going to cut it.
Nope. Mel, you want to roll? Ranger Mel?
I think I'm using the binoculars this way.
Oh, excellent. Well, that certainly falls into my plans quite well. So now we'll have to do another roll. Who is on next? It would be Larry, Ranger Larry, and Kyle again. So you're switching it up. There's rotating schedules. So both of you make a spot hidden. It is now midnight.
91. Now I'm the one using the binoculars the wrong way.
You got a 7. Excellent. All right, Larry. Well, everybody's wandering around, talking and getting a little tired, taking naps here and there. You're looking forward, and you're just sort of looking up and down the breadth of the former river bed. And you see something extremely strange. You see a spot of light in the distance, maybe midway up the riverbed. Then you see another spot of light, and then another, and another. 5 spots of light turn on. And your initial thought is, your first one you see is like someone's lighting a fire, like having a campfire in the middle of the old riverbed. But it doesn't make sense when there's 2. It really makes no sense when there's 5. Like there's this little, what's a 5? Pentagon? 5 side? No, 5. And there's one in the middle. And these all light up. And at this moment, the one thing you notice is it is raining ever so slightly. And you feel something more than you hear it. And then all of a sudden, the rain just stops. And the lights go out.
Who's up here with me? Is it Kyle back there?
Yep.
Kyle?
Yeah, Larry.
There's some weird stuff going on over here. We got 5 lights that just showed up. Started to rain.
5?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a Pentagon.
Looking over there.
There's one in the middle.
Are the lights still there when I go look?
Oh, they went out.
They went out. They
Ran
came
off
on
the rain.
one after the other. Then
Where
the rain
where
stopped.
were they, Larry?
Well, they're right there in the riverbed. They're just along the riverbed.
About where?
The old river.
I'm gonna go grab the map again, the professor's map.
And it's right about, right about probably there where everything crosses together. I'm guessing at the intersection. Is that correct?
That's pretty good guess there. Yes, you are correct.
Just seems that. Now, was it perfectly? Now, when I'm asking this, I guess I'm more asking the GM than just Kyle because he didn't see it with his big 90 spot headings there. Was it kind of like a star pattern, like an up, down to the left, down to the right, off to the right, off to the left, one in the middle type situation there?
It was more like a five, the 5 points of a pentagon and one in the middle. It wasn't really up. Like there's no lines or anything. It was just.
And now, if I were to look at that map that the professorial trailer dweller gave me,
Yes.
with those mounds, would there be some that kind of match up, kind of where his marks were on there, to where I would look over it and say, "Holy cow, here's 5 and 1 in the middle"?
There are definitely holes all along that old riverbed, and in that general area, there are 3 big X's. Not necessarily right where you saw it, but I mean, there are definitely 3 big X's. And he's got some dotted lines moving from those to some of the other holes, like he was trying to map out something between the X's. But yes, that is a central point of his, estimations, his survey of the area.
All right. Kyle, did you get all that I just told you?
Yeah, we definitely have to go out there in the morning.
My accent may have been a little bit different because I'm catching a little bit of a cold with the different barometric pressures with the storm rolling in.
Right. So now, I wonder if your professor friend's actually going out there and trying to look in with some, lamps or something.
Do you see some lights down there?
No?
Well, that kind of eliminates a lamp.
Well, I mean, turn them off. Didn't you say?
Actually, yes, you do see lights now. Now that you're looking intently, you're seeing.
Wait.
This is your guess. Your best judgment. It looks to you like somebody carrying torches.
Larry, look. There's people carrying lights? It's about time to call into the other watchtower. I want to see if they're seeing any of this.
Yeah, I'll take care of that, dear. Yeah, dear, Squirrel Dave. This here's the Badger. Come on.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Hey, could you take a look at southbound, looking right along that riverbed, probably about halfway down where the old Crofters hiking trail crosses up. Take a left over towards Tent Camp 2. See if you see any torches blazing up around a 5-spot light coming out the ground. Come on.
Yeah, what the hell's that? We see there's somebody out there, really kids or something. I see orange lights.
We seeing the same thing over here, looking back up your way. Just wanted to make sure that you were seeing it too, and make sure it's not some kind of trick of the night.
No, I mean, we've been watching the lightning strikes, and we haven't seen any fires start, but I mean, that's what we're worried about. But that's definitely, looks like this is some kids out there playing with fire or something.
Yeah, something.
Just a little strange, Saul, that we had a storm coming in. Now all of a sudden we had a whole gang of kids going out there with torchlights.
Okay, the storm is really brewing, really rolling around. You don't see an end to it. Ranger Gord's getting really nervous about this. He's actually walked out of the little cabiny area there where he's talking about health and safety to people again. So everybody knows what you're looking at something now.
Now he's downstairs though, right, old Ranger Gord?
He's come up.
He's come up now. Hey, Ranger Gord, can is there any way I could use your scope from your rifle there? I'm sure it's a little more powerful than the old binoculars we have.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Here, he gets the key off his key ring.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That's the official way to put a scope on a rifle where I come from. All right. Yep, one of those. You know it.
Yep.
And so I'm just going to take a good look right on down there and see if I can't really key in on what's going on.
Well, you can't see individual persons that well because it's middle of a thunderstorm. But you guys see there are definitely somebody is holding flames. There are flames in there. There's flames being moved around in circles by someone.
You think we should drive out there?
Yeah, I don't.
What if they burn the whole place down?
Well, there's no rain yet to dry things up. Gord's kind of freaking. He goes, "This is not good. I got to radio this into everybody, but we really should go and check this out. If it's a bunch of kids, we gotta get them the hell out of there. Get it back to the tents and come out in the morning."
Absolutely. Now, are they all circling around a central location, or are they kind of meandering around the?
They're circling around the location where the 5 lights were.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we're focusing on that is our central point of interest there.
Yep.
Copy that. Well, all right, Kyle, let's wake them up. Let's wake the fellas up. Let's jump in the truck and get out there, and I guess we'll shoot a little message over to the old squirrel up on the north side. Let him know we're going to be coming down to send down upon the 5 lights and the torch people. No reason why we shouldn't bring in the whole team.
All right. So I assume everybody's awake now. Gord's awake, and Gord's saying, "I'm staying on the radio. I'll keep in touch with the others." He goes, "He's an older fella. I mean, he's been a ranger for 35 years. He's pushing 60. He doesn't really want to be chasing people." He goes, "You guys, I will call the authorities if you tell me to. Just let me know."
Yeah. If anything, just to tell them to put out their fires. Probably some college thing.
All right, well, who's driving this rig?
I'll drive.
All right.
Right.
All right. You pack in the vehicle. You're heading off. Now, the location you're going to, you have a couple of options. You can either, there are some roadways that are connected to the hiking trail. You can try to drive on the hiking trail, which is wide enough for you to actually leave your vehicle on, or you can drive up the main road through the tenting area and then cut back down through the hiking trail from the north.
Whichever we think is going to be faster.
Yeah.
All right. Quick looking at that's the faster route.
Driving the hiking trail. Let's go that way.
Now, if we go up that hiking trail, don't forget that it's all been dug out from underneath, and we could easily get trenched down in the truck.
Oh, with your lizard
Ground
things?
collapses.
All right. Well, we can make it up the trail really quickly. So let's just let's park at the base and then walk up.
All right.
All
so
right.
Take the truck over to the military dam and then walk from there.
Or if we can get any closer, wherever we can get that's close enough.
All right. You can get to the military dam, and then you can make a right and go up the hiking trail a fair ways, almost all the way. As you're driving, who's up front with the driver? I'm going to assume there's two rows of seats.
Percy.
All right, Percy, make a spot hidden.
My side of the road is apparently a little rougher than your side.
Oh, you can make one next.
Oh, yes, successful.
All right. As you're driving, you turn at the military road and you're heading up the hiking trail. You see a man in the woods with a big backpack on his back, and he's sort of standing in the woods, looking like he's trying to hide behind a tree as you drive by.
All right.
Like he's in like an outfit, like a hiking outfit, like a big plaid shirt and a hat, and he's got a backpack on. And he's got a flashlight in his, which he turns off as soon as he sees you guys.
I turn ours on and shine it over in that direction.
Yeah. I wanna shine a light over at him.
Larry and Mel, you right away you recognize him as the doctor, and he takes off into the woods.
That's the professor.
Yeah, it
That's
sounds
where we
like
got this map from.
Well, we don't have any reason to bug him. We need to stop the fires, so.
Absolutely. Let's keep going.
All right. You keep on going. You're driving up towards the fire. As you drive up the hiking trail, you see in the distance fires. Like, you can't really tell if they're torches or what. And as you approach, they all go out. But you're only 100 feet away from the location.
All right. Well, let's keep going forward.
You pull up to location. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, let's park and start walking up just in case.
You don't want to hit any kids if they're...
Yeah, they
we've got
turn out the
headlights.
lights. They might be running. Let's just be careful.
We have headlights on our vehicle. We'll just go up as far as we can and then stop and then get out. Yeah.
All right. You get up to this location, and it's sort of the hiking trail. As you approach, there are 5 tree stumps. And these tree stumps look like you wouldn't have otherwise noticed them. They're in amongst the regular trees on either side of the hiking trail. They've been cut off at about 3-foot level. The surface of the tree stumps is actually glowing blue. You can see it.
I'm going to go forward and see if there's a fungus or a lichen or something that might have luminescent properties.
I want to approach as well and see if there is a plant-based reason for this.
Have they put some phosphorescent paint or glow-in-the-dark shit?
Now, before we proceed any farther, what did everyone bring with them on this little venture?
Rusty.
Just my binoculars and
Flashlight.
As one who has been in the tunnels, and after seeing the map is a little spooked, I have the shotgun from the truck.
Mm-hmm. It's always been in the truck, yes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't carry a weapon.
I've got my standard loadout: my compass, my canteen, my hunting knife, my whistle, in case of bear attacks. My fire starter.
Bear. Don't say bear.
Okay.
I'm gonna yell out though. I'm gonna be like, whoever was lighting the fires, please come out.
Well,
You're not supposed to light fires.
you don't really smell smoke. It smells almost sulfurous. And any of you who are standing around, you're looking, the surface of these stumps, the glowing is fading, but it's actually symbols, strange, weird symbols you've never seen before. So where some of you are looking at, some of you are looking in the woods, yelling for the creatures, and you hear Kyle and Percy hear that sound again in the distance, that chittering kind of screechy kind of noise you heard when you were looking in the hole before. You hear one, hear another, all over the place.
I heard that earlier. This is what I heard earlier.
I don't.
Flashlight up.
What?
Turn around.
I don't know.
Is that what you were saying was bizarre, Percy?
Yeah, that's that weird sound.
Oh. What is going on?
That's an odd sound.
Look! They whoever they were, they stopped. Let's just go.
Out of the woods runs towards you, on its hind legs, a 5-foot tall lizard, and it's carrying some kind of a stick with a lumpy end, like it looks like a tree stump or a tree that's been pulled out of the ground. The root's been carved to a big meaty kind of thing, and it's running at you. And there's 2 more behind it, also running towards you from a little distance away, and they're maybe 4 or 5 feet tall.
I'm gonna make a sanity check.
Yeah, I got a flashlight right on it.
Everybody should make a sanity check of some sort.
Cats.
Of some sort. Everybody should make a sanity check.
Ooh.
I passed. Apparently, I know what these are.
17. I passed too.
Oh, giant 3-foot high walking lizards.
I
did not pass.
I failed.
All right. How badly did you? Just
I rolled 5 points over 65.
Okay. You take 2, Dan.
2.
Yep.
I'm
And
50
you
40.
you take a 1. And you're kind of frozen in fear at the moment because to you it's like, what the hell? It's a lizard. It's like standing on its hind legs. These things look like something from a television show about lizards of the Amazon or something. They're big, and they're holding something with their hands, running at you, and they're still running at you.
I want to fire.
All right, you actually do get the opportunity, so go for it.
Ooh, a 24. That is a success.
All right. Roll some damage for
Should we do sanity rolls for the gun suddenly going off?
that.
So let's see. Shotgun is what? 2d10? Is it 1d10?
No, it's
No, is
depending
it
upon is it within 10 yards or 20 yards?
20 yards.
So it'll be 2d6.
20 gauge?
Probably I put on
Maybe
my
a 12.
character. Yeah, I put on my character sheet a 12 gauge.
Oh, if it's 12 gauge, then it's, you said that it's close, it's 4d6.
10 yards is 46, 20 yards is 2d6, 50 up to 50 yards is 1d6.
1d6,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so 2d6. 8.
8. Serious hit on the creature, drops to the ground. Let me hold on. Both of the creatures, the other ones that are running at you, kind of hesitate and they stop and they are reconsidering what they're doing, and they kind of start running off towards the woods in opposite directions. But you're hearing more movement off to your right.
Kyle, settle down. What is this? And I want to run over to the thing and see if I can render first aid.
And I need to pick up some dice to keep dropping. Sorry.
When you run over to this thing, this is a lizard, but it is small person sized, and it's wearing pants.
Pants? Oh my God. I'm just like hesitant to touch it, but I'll take my backpack off and pull out a first aid kit and go, hold on, and try and give it first aid.
Okay, it's unconscious. It's heavily damaged. There's more movement in the bushes to your left as well now. It's like you're being encircled by creatures.
Come on, guys, let's go. Let's get out of here. What are we doing?
I want to apply first aid, and then I want to pick him up.
You can apply first aid for sure.
Okay.
The creature's not conscious, but you can certainly apply first aid. So, yeah.
I'm going to go over and help him because I want to see the specimen, but I'm a little shocked and stunned.
So I want to pick it up and go, yeah, come on, let's get it back and see if we can
put it in the back of the Jeep.
Yeah.
We should tie it up if it revives.
Does the truck have any kind of like almost like animal control kind of cage or anything?
No, that's something you'd have to load on the truck before you left the base.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get back into the back area with the animal,
Mhm.
and cradle it and make sure that pressure is applied to the wound. So
Standard first
And
aid.
can I
kits.
make any kind of guess as to relationship to some sort of species of?
It's lizardy, reptile-y. It's. I mean, it doesn't look like anything you've ever seen. It's certainly you've never seen one walk on its hind legs, except those lizards that run in the water, like in Africa on TV. However, Mel, you feel a noise right beside you, and something is rushing out at you.
I spin to meet it. I'm a little paranoid, so my
All right.
pitching tool at the ready.
Roll your dodge.
Oh, 66. That's not going to do it. Nope, failed. 35 dodge, rolled a 66.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong character. Oh boy. Okay. a creature attacks you out of the blue, grapples you, and rolls to... Oh, it's right in front of me. It actually claws at you with its claws and does 3 points of damage.
Hell!
I'm gonna see if I can grab the iron, the thing for the tires.
Tire iron,
I have the tire iron, so that I just have something heavy to hold in my hand.
Yeah, there's stuff. There's shovels and tire irons and things in the back seat. There's pickaxes.
Pickaxe. That's so heavy.
Let's get out of here.
Now are these symbols, those symbols still glowing up there?
They're slowly fading. They're not quite gone yet. However, Larry, now you hear a noise off to your right, and there's 2 creatures coming at you. Are you?
That's okay. Right before I heard that, I'd like to just pour some water on top of one of those stumps out of my canteen, and see if anything happens. Otherwise, if nothing happens, that's fine. I'm just going to have to fight these things. But I got a feeling something's going to go on when the water hits these symbols.
When you pour the water on the symbols, yes, the symbols, as the water, it doesn't like evaporate like you're pouring it on like fire. It's more like you're cooling down an ember. The blue tends to fade and move. The fading moves outwards from where the water is hitting it. If that makes any sense, it's like going.
Now, these creatures think anything of it?
You do hear more chattering. Yes, you do notice more chattering and yelling in the woods.
What are you doing, Larry? Let's get out of here.
And pouring the water on this thing. When it was starting to rain, these things fired up and it ran the rain off. When the rain stopped, they went out. I think these things are some kind of weird key to hold rain away. So if we can get these things wet and extinguish them.
Well, I mean, if they don't like water, try splashing them with water. I don't know. Let's just get out of here.
Hurry up. It's clawing me.
I know you guys are taking your ass whippings, but I'm thinking of it.
So the things are coming at you, though, Larry, as you're doing this. So you need to...
I'll pull out my knife. That's all I've got. It's my hunting knife.
Yep.
So let's see.
You can try to dodge to avoid at least one of them. Or call them on.
That's an 85, so I'm going to take a hit.
Yep. One's going to hit you for sure. Try, you can dodge again. See if you dodge a second one. I'm happy with that.
Dodge that second one.
You can't dodge 2 at once. Let's give you that.
39 on 27.
Okay, they're both on you. You can try to hit, though. You can go to hit first, like with your knife.
Yes. Stop it.
Because they're unarmed. They're coming at you unarmed.
Nope, that's a 79. I'm going to tell you, I'm a terrible, terrible person when it comes to trying to fight anything off of me.
Okay, neither of them actually do any... They tackle you, they grab a hold of you, there's no damage drawn, but you're knocked off your feet. You're on the ground.
Would Mel get a chance to counterattack?
Yes, you can now.
All right. Ah! Oh, God. Whoops.
I'm glad you brought that shovel to the game.
Yeah, 88 out of 45. All right.
All right. Okay. Percy, you are now hearing noises to your right.
I want to carry this this animal, this poor injured animal that some idiot put pants on, and try and climb into the back of the truck and shut the doors to protect myself from whatever it is, from the other. This thing isn't a hairless bear, is it? Oh my God!
It's not a hairless bear.
I was helping you, so I've helped you into the back, and I've closed the.
All right,
closed the thing.
Let's go! Come on, guys!
I've got a tire iron. Who's closer, Mel or Larry?
To you,
Me.
Mel.
All right, I'm going towards Mel, and I'm going to try to beat the thing off of him with tire iron.
Okay. Roll. The thing's occupied with trying to, claw him to death.
I got a 17 out of 65, so that's a hard.
Awesome possum. All right. Roll for some damage.
Die lizard. Well, I don't know, what would that be? A club?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pipe.
Watching
wait.
Mel in front of that green screen is like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
Damage bonus. Oh, cool. You got 7 points.
How much?
7.
Oh, the thing is unconscious, not dead, but you bonked it right in the head, and it's like falling off of him. Excellent.
Take that, you lizard thing.
Now, as you're all preparing to do whatever you're going to do next, you hear from down south a crump. A crumping noise. That's the best way to describe it. And then you see a flash of light from the south. That's all you hear for now.
Jump in the truck.
What was that?
We got to help Larry. He's being attacked.
Yep. Larry's being attacked.
I'm not cuddling.
What the hell are you doing, Kyle?
Thanks, you guys, could you please come over here and
Kyle,
get
you
off?
do have the opportunity to do whatever you wish, Kyle. It is your turn.
Is there any lizards in the area that aren't on top of Larry right now?
You hear lots of noises all around you in the woods, and the creatures are freaking out. And the rain has started again, and you're hearing tiny little sizzling noises, and it's the rain hitting the stumps.
Well, I want to hear, listen to where there's like a lot of that little chattery noise, and I want to fire off into the woods.
Okay. Roll to hit. Let's see what do you get?
An 03.
You hear something hit the ground. I would assume roll damage. What the hell?
Why
It's
not?
a shotgun, open choke, full choke. Full choke. I'll assume you're on full choke. And
7. So I shot some rocks pretty good or something.
yeah, you got one of them. I'll just give you that. You see one go in the flash of flash of lightning. Larry, what you doing?
Well, I'm hoping that wasn't this professor doctor that he just cleared out of the woodline, Mr. Blind Shooter. But I'm trying to get these guys off of me and get up.
Roll to hit with your knife if you wish, or whatever you want to try to escape. Whatever you want to do.
Well, that's a 66. That's a terrible roll again. Looks like me and these two are going to have what's called a relationship.
Well, let's see. These guys are pretty crappy, so one of them smacks you. No damage, but it hurts. Smacks you in the side of the head. It obviously open claw, No actual the other one, however, did actually connect this time, and you take 2 points. It's not a very good damage. However, there's some confusion going on now, and you hear rustling, and it sounded like things were moving in towards all of you. But I'm going to roll a die and see who. Mel, you are farthest south of the group. You're on the ground. You're laying on the ground. This thing just got knocked off you because Andy cranked it in the head with the pipe. Your ass is getting wet. And now it's like, what the hell? And you're like, all of a sudden, you try to stand up. You're up to your knees in water. And you guys all hear this rushing sound, this torrent of rushing water.
Oh, shit.
Dam's been
He
busted.
blew up the dam.
Get in the truck.
Well, let's get out of here, guys.
I think we should run towards the sides.
That's also probably true.
You guys think maybe you could get these sons of bitches off of me?
You can yell that out loud. That's good.
I'm running towards Larry with my trusty hand iron.
Well,
Right
now
behind
I clamber out of the truck, still carrying the injured animal, and I start making for the edge.
Percy, will you just drop that thing? It tried to
No.
kill us.
No, it didn't. You don't even. Let's try and help. They're animals. Come on.
All right, I'm getting off up into the woods.
We're sworn to protect.
How's your swimming skill?
Is anybody helping Larry?
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, I am. I ran over to him with my tire iron.
I'm also right behind Andy.
Okay, both of you can make a hit. Try to hit with your shovel and your tire iron.
I got a 24 out of 65. It's hard.
Okay, one of them is Kong. Go ahead and make your damage roll.
Why do I have to look every single time? Oh, I got 10 that time. The 6.
Conk. It's toast. It's on the ground. The other one is now rolling off because everybody's getting flooded with water. So the things are freaking out. What is Larry? You're free to run now. Whatever you want to do. What is everybody doing? There are, by the way, this riverbank actually does slope upwards. There are some cliffs. It does drop down like a good 15 feet down to the bottom compared to the upper areas. I
think I'm running towards Cranberry Butte because it's the high ground going up like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Cranberry side.
Trying to get out of the riverbank there. Trying to get out of the basin.
Yep.
Gordy's going to be mad because his car is still there in the middle of the...
Everybody go ahead and make a dexterity roll. We'll go with that. That's like the best.
That's a 22.
Oh.
Hard success.
85. I trip over a rock in the dark.
74 is barely a pass.
Okay.
Negative. I failed.
Get your ass out of that river basin, Kyle.
Mel passed?
31. Gloriously, and I'm leaving that darn shovel behind. It does me no good.
Okay, well, those of you who passed, I'm going to assume you can make another dexterity roll to help your comrades if you wish.
Certainly, I wish.
But Mel threw a shovel at me. That's what knocked me off.
Conk. You get hit in the head with the shovel. That's why you failed.
So I'm still holding the animal. Somebody help me.
Oh, if you're still holding that creature, I'm not helping you.
Yeah, you're kind of, water's rising up to your knees and your waist. And
I make a 57 out of 70 dex roll to assist the nearest person to me.
All right. That's
Andy or Larry, I think.
That's Andy.
Then I have a 40, so I'll rescue Larry.
Okay. Percy, you're by the trucks. You actually can climb up into the truck and get above the waters a bit. But I have a feeling unless you make a successful dexterity roll, you're going to lose. You're going to lose holding on to that creature.
All right, I'm going to try and.
Now, Kyle, I passed that dexterity. I'm already out of the river. You can happily help Percy with that 40 roll there.
Can I spend luck?
You can. We're not playing tomorrow night.
I am going to spend 11 points of luck.
Okay.
To have a successful dexterity roll.
All right. So you managed to maintain hold on to the creature. You're all out of the water. So you were able to get yourselves out. I'm not going to say you're both on the same side of this ever increasing river of water. But you're all out of the water. Some of you taken some damage, and you don't hear the chittering or chattering anymore from the creatures. But you're out of the water, and the rain is now coming down in torrents.
Well,
lightning is flashing, but no fires.
There won't be any fires. Good news.
At least those kids back in the campground won't be messing around.
Now, who's on the north side? Andy and Mel. You guys, running down towards you is the professor, the doctor. And he says, "What can I do to help? What can I do to help? I've stopped them. I know I've stopped them."
You blew up the dam?
You had to blow up the dam. I knew it. I've been watching them for weeks. They've been causing this drying of the forest. They've been causing this. They're doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but it all revolves around this. I've been watching everything they do. It's the only way around this.
Well, for now, we've just got to get out of the river. We're pretty much out of it now, but we're going to have to make our way back.
We need to make sure the rest of everyone gets out safely.
Well, the rivers, you do know, this is the old riverbed. All that's happening now is all the water is re-diverting through the old riverbed. So it's going up away from where the campers are. It's heading to the north and then up to the east, the old lake bed area. So Tom has left.
I'm here.
Oh, he's there. He's invisible. Okay. Let's just say you get together, Professor. You are able to pull all of yourselves together and get back to the ranger watchtower. And essentially, you get together with the ranger guard. You speak to the persons of the other watchtower. They're asking, "What the heck's happened?" You explain it all. Morning, the sun rises. You're all still alive. There's no sign of these creatures except for the one that you've managed to maintain control of. And you've all survived an invasion, as the professor keeps saying to you over and over again.
So clearly, because this is an animal, I'm going to when we get it back to the watchtower, someone is attempting to abuse the animal by making it wear clothing.
It's a were lizard.
So scissors off the clothing, and then try and patch it up, and then put it into a crate, into a cage, to hold injured animals, so they don't get hurt more and escape, right?
Dude, I can't identify this species. This is something different. I think the professor's right. I think they're aliens.
We should call the local university.
Let's not jump to conclusions. Clearly, this is just something that it's a hybrid. It's some kind of mutated creature.
There were more than
trained.
A lot of them. So
trained hybrid lizards. Yes.
Has there been a circus through this campsite?
There must have been. The damn Barnums have been through.
It was a military dam.
It was this
military facility.
These could be trained shaved bears designed to deliver bombs.
It's not a bear.
That's
Look
it.
at the skin. It's definitely
Lizard.
All right. Well, that's essentially the end of the story. You guys have survived, and it could progress into a campaign if that was what one intended.
Yes.
But you've got a nice, strange story and one big, giant monitor lizard of some sort.
Call it Draconus.
Pantalonus.
Clintacius.
All right. Do you want any kind of an explanation, or do you want to leave it?
Yeah, Sean, that was fun.
Right.
Thank you.
That was fun.
All right.
Yeah.
These creatures are Rhygnu, R-H-Y-G-N-Y-U, Rhygnu. And they are actually from another planet. They're from elsewhere. Their purpose was to dry out this area, because where they come from, water is the enemy. They're absolutely trying to dry this out because their whole purpose in life is to destroy humanity and take over this planet, take over Earth. I didn't make this up. I actually stole this from someone else.
The wet area to do it.
Well, the Earth. Yeah, it's like that movie. What was that movie? The M. Night
Signs.
Yeah,
Signs were like, Earth. We'll take over Earth. There's no water there. Oh wait, it's all water. The professor has actually been watching them for a while. He was seeing these creatures when he was wandering, doing his regular research. they had mined the whole riverbed with tunnels, and they were performing rites to try to summon. Now, I have to actually, I'm going to have a hell of a time pronouncing the name of this creature that summoned, but they were trying to summon an elder one, elder, not an elder thing, but an elder one from another dimension for the sole purpose of destroying Earth. They've been trying this throughout the Earth, but they constantly are having difficulties with humans. This was where the opportunity where they use their magics to stop it from raining, to dry the place as dry as possible. It was simply a poor attempt on their part, not knowing that such, superhuman rangers were present to make it all go away. But the professor, he determined that he had actually watched them do this ritual once before and noticed that when the rain started, they would perform the ritual because they were trying their damnedest to dry this place to the bone. And this was one of their more successful attempts, in that they got to the point where they actually were able to get almost the summoning completed, but you succeeded in destroying them. That's it, really. It's a simple, straightforward one shot.
What was the other thing they were trying to?
You're gonna make me look that up here. Yom and Tho.
Yomantho. I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Yomagntho. It's actually from a story called, is it The Horror in the Library? That was written in a very small Cthulhian story from the 70s, I believe.
Is it a Derelith story?
No. I did ask a while ago if anyone had access to it. It's a very hard to find book, and I couldn't find the book. I could only find the specs on the creatures that worship the elder thing and themselves. A great old one.
I remember seeing your post about that.
Yomagntho.
All right, well, let me go ahead and finish. Our players included John Hook, Morgan Llewellyn, and John Byram, Stuart Lively, and with Sean Little as the Keeper of the Secrets. We're currently producing up to 5 shows a week with music and sound effects added in post-production in order to create a richer listener experience. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with our show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to support our show, visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch that bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. And follow us on Twitter at ITD Podcast. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure in the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck. Good game.